Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. We are wrapping up 2025 with the creme de la creme, the best of beauty, fragrance, and fashion. These are my luxury favorites that really elevated my style this year. When I look back at old pictures and videos of my hair, makeup, and outfits, I think I had a pretty noticeable glow up in 2025. One of the most obvious changes has been my hair color. It's much darker, much closer to my natural color. I go to the best colorist in Miami, Annie. I will leave her information down below. The hair health is so much better, and I do have a few products to thank for that. My regular styling routine varies throughout the year, and I know I mentioned my T3 Air styling brush during my Sephora recommendations video, but for my main styling, I've gone back to my L'Oreal Steam Pod. This is the Barbie edition. The steam is not a gimmick. It actually does help to style the hair, hold the style. It smooths the hair in a really nice way. It's the only hot tool I can use on the lowest possible heat setting, and it completely smooths my hair and seals in the style. It's because of my steam pod that I can go a little bit longer between styling and wash days, and because I can use it on the lowest possible heat setting, even though it is technically a hot tool, I don't feel like I'm doing any damage at all to my hair. Another absolute essential is my heat protection spray, which I recently restocked at Sephora. I thought I was done shopping at Sephora after the savings event, but then on the last day of the gifts for all, I had to run in and pick up more heat protection spray. I had another brand's spray, and for whatever reason, the aerosol just completely died on me. I picked up 2 cans, so I should be good for a while, at least until the spring savings event, so I can make sure I get my discount. After I rough dry my hair with the Dyson, before I go in with any hot tool, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's the steam pod or my T3 curling iron, wand, any brush, anything thermal, I always like to spritz down my hair with this Moroccan oil Perfect Defense. It protects against heat up to 450 degrees. It's aerosol, so it's really light. So this is great for applying to already dry hair. I follow up every shampoo on wash day with an intense, hydrating, reparative hair mask. There are so many that I love. One that helped me, especially when I was incredibly blonde, that I brought back into the mix this year, the Kerastase Discipline Mask Oleo Relax in the deep orange tub. If you're dealing with intense damage, split ends, your hair feels really dry and brittle, I highly recommend this hair mask. One of my favorite brand discoveries this year for fashion that helped elevate my wardrobe is Fabrique. Not only did they carry outstanding clothing like this beautiful fringe sweater that I'm wearing today, this is so soft, so luxurious, but the handbags and accessories are incredible. I have 2 new handbags here to share with you that I picked out in partnership with Fabrique that are perfectly on trend going into 2026. The first is this Monty East-West shoulder bag in oiled wax top grain leather. I went with shade burgundy. What makes this bag so special, besides the fact that it's just beautiful, is that it was designed by Sophie Jus, formerly of Hermes, Celine, and Fendi. She's a Rome-based designer, and she collaborated with Fabrique to create this bag inspired by Roman sculpture. It's so chic, it's so versatile, adjustable straps, gold-plated hardware, which adds a little edge, a little contrast, and because of the east-west shape, it is deceptively roomy. It doesn't look like a huge bag. Anything and everything you could possibly think of, anything that you would need to take with you for the day is going to fit very easily in this bag, and I love the fact that the straps are a little bit longer, so it fits nicely over the shoulder. You can keep it in the crook of your elbow if you don't like anything on the shoulder. It's just incredibly comfortable to wear. It's super practical and functional because of the size and everything you're able to take with you, but because of the actual design of the bag itself, it just looks so fashionable. It looks very trendy. It instantly elevates and adds interest to any outfit. And the second handbag I added to my collection is this Brera convertible tote bag in Dutch calfskin and suede. This is the mocha and tan colorway. This bag was designed by Valeria Mosai, formerly of Bottega Veneta. You can definitely see the influence in her designs. Now, this bag is the definition of versatility. You can wear it open to its largest size and capability, or it does have a strap on the inside that connects to the other side of the bag to cinch it in the middle. This strap right here easily connects to the other side, which makes the bag a little bit smaller in case you don't want to wear it open and large. You still have plenty of room. It's easy access to all of your belongings. And the most important detail that really sets this bag apart, it's fully reversible. It's so easy to do. You can go from full leather to suede, from suede to leather, and it changes the look of the bag. You can tote your laptop and work files. You can throw in a lunchbox and a change of clothes, change of shoes. I mean, it basically does anything you could possibly need it to do. But I love that it's not just a giant tote bag that's lifeless with no character. It still has a lot of really beautiful features that makes it feel elevated and fashion forward. If nobody's told you yet, chocolate brown is the new black going into 2026. I love this deep, delicious color. It's so warm and cozy. It's very earthy and traditional and less dark than black. We are going to see a lot of chocolate brown in the new year. It's so beautiful and stylish, and it's functional. I absolutely love this tote bag. I'm going to be taking this with me on all of my trips in 2026. She's stunning. From the beautiful coats, the pants, sweaters, everything from Fabrique is made with intention in limited quantities, and they're really spotlighting the designers with the creativity and the talent instead of the brands that charge insane prices for the sake of a logo. I highly recommend checking out Fabrique, especially if you're really looking to elevate your wardrobe, you're looking for those timeless investment pieces that are going to improve your style. Everything they have is top-notch quality. You will not be disappointed, and I will make sure all of the links and information are down below in the description box. Moving on now to the best luxury makeup of 2025, I talk a lot about my favorite, so I pulled out any of the pieces that went immediately to the top drawer or they are such a standout. They really improved my makeup in a significant way. Without a doubt, the best luxury makeup collection launch of 2025 has to be Dior Summer. This is still to this day one of the most beautiful makeup collections I have ever seen. The packaging, the shades, the gorgeous designs embossed directly on the powder. These pieces feel like they were pulled straight out of my imagination. Never did I think we would see the beautiful pink Toile de Joie print. This was one of the first summer collections I purchased from Dior in a really long time. And I hear people complain sometimes when it comes to luxury makeup, like, oh, you're just paying for the packaging, you're just paying for the pretty design on top, but the product isn't that good. But I feel like this collection was so strong. Not only did it have 10 out of 10 gorgeous packaging, beautiful design, the colors were really gorgeous. I feel like the quality was really incredible. For me personally, Dior Summer was absolute perfection. These are two of my favorite powders from 2025, and powder is a category that I have been incredibly stubborn with for a really long time. I basically use the Chanel loose powder. Well, Chanel graced us with a travel size of their best-selling loose powder, and I think this is a genius product. This is innovation. This is what I want to see from Chanel. It's the Poudre Universal Libre Natural Finish Loose Powder. It's exactly the same, except it comes in a little travel size, which is nice because the original tub is pretty big. I mean, I've always traveled with it when necessary, but I like the fact that I don't need to travel with the giant tub. I have shade 10 Light. It's a stark white powder that's very translucent. It can get a little messy, as you would expect from, loose powder, but I like the fact that it comes with a little puff, and then it does have this little cover here, so you open that up and then you can dip into the powder. I took this with me to Wyoming. I'm sure I'll take this with me on every single trip that I have in the future because it's lightweight, it doesn't add coverage, it leaves your makeup looking very airbrushed, it sets everything without looking heavy, cakey, or dry, and yet it's incredibly flat matte, which is what I like from my powder. This is probably my favorite Chanel Beauty purchase of 2025. I also really like the Guerlain Pear Gold Skin Diamond Micro Powder. This is a beautiful loose powder and it's been sitting on top of my vanity, and I kind of go back and forth now between my Chanel and the Guerlain. This is shade 01 Transparent. I want to say there might be 3 shades total, but very light, very finely milled. It is infused with 24 karat gold and diamond powder. I'm not sure I can tell a difference on the skin. For me, this is just a beautiful setting powder. It's not overly luminous. You know, if you hear gold infused diamond powder, you might think, oh, it's going to be very brightening or maybe kind of shiny, but it sets the makeup in place. It doesn't look too dry or cakey or crepey. It doesn't add a ton of coverage to the makeup, but it does leave, I guess, maybe a little soft focus glow, a little blurred to the skin. It's beautiful. Another standout product that completely transforms my makeup is the Natasha Denona Concealer. And this is another one of those really picky categories. I don't feel like I need a ton of options when it comes to concealer. I just need one that works really well for me. And I feel like I have found my go-to Holy Grail concealer. I don't need to try all of the others on the market. I'm not that interested whenever there's a new formula coming because I have the one that works. 2025 brought so much new blush. So did 2024, and I feel like we're still going to see a lot of blush in 2026. I don't know why the brands think that we just can't get enough of it. These are two blush formulas and shades that really stand out to me. The Dior Forever Blush Soft Filter Blush is so unique, and you know, if I'm being honest, I wasn't overly excited to try this blush. I thought, oh my gosh, not another blush launch. We don't need this. But the formula is very different from every other cream blush. Cream, liquid, doesn't matter. It's like a fluffy whipped souffle. You can build it up on the cheek and it still looks blurred. It doesn't break up the makeup. It blends beautifully. The texture is so interesting. It almost looks kind of matte on the skin, which I find to be incredibly flattering. If you have large pores or you struggle with texture, I think you will love this formula, unlike any other blush I have in my collections. And then I also pulled out my Gucci blush from the top drawer in a specific shade. This is the Blush de Beauté in 07 True Pink. There is something about it. I don't ever have a bad makeup day when I'm wearing this blush. I think it's because I typically go in with, you know, a warm foundation, a warm bronzer. I like to sunless tan my skin. My eyeshadow is normally warm neutrals. I use a brown eyeliner, so I have so much warmth going on to my makeup that when I apply this cool toned blush, it really creates a beautiful pop on the cheek. I'm sure it must be makeup science or color science, color theory, but there's something about the cool and the warm tones together that looks so much more beautiful than any of my warm blushes. And I love a peachy blush. And I still think there is a place for a peachy blush. Not even all over the cheek. I like to go a little bit further up, kind of in the concealer area, not all the way up to my eye, but right in here, and I take it a little bit further in, and when I do that to my makeup, it looks so pretty, it photographs beautifully, it adds a youthful happiness to my makeup that I can't really achieve with any other blush. So this is a game changer for me. Top drawer. For eyes, we have the most flattering, most wearable eyeshadow palettes from Hourglass. These are the Curator eyeshadow palettes. This is Idealist, this is Minimalist. I have a third shade. They're all really beautiful neutral colors. There are warmer tones, neutrals, cools. The formula is so high quality. The mattes are pigmented. They're easy to blend. The shimmers are very soft and wearable. They're not too glittery, too sparkly. They're not messy. There's no fallout. That's why I'm recommending these. I try so much makeup throughout the year. To make a favorites list, to me, it has to be something that is so good, it's actually better than what I was using before. Otherwise, what's the point? I can only speak for myself, but I think a lot of us have reached the point where our makeup collection is so big. There's nothing that we truly need. There's always going to be great makeup launched every year. But is it a product that is better than what you're currently using, or it's going to replace what you're currently using? That to me is a product that is then in turn worth your money. This replaced what I was using previously. I can't say enough great things about these Hourglass palettes. I keep these in the top drawer and I use them daily. This Benefit Precisely My Brow Detailer Pencil totally elevated the way I do my eyebrows. Do they take me a little bit longer? Maybe a little bit longer, but not much, and it is well worth the effort. For the longest time I was using the Precisely My Brow Pencil. That to me was as good as it got. And then I decided to try the Precisely My Brow Detailer. This is especially important for the front of the brow or the inside when you really want to get that individual hair-like stroke effect. But I've been using this throughout the entire brow, and to me, This totally changes the way my brows look. I'm able to have more control over the shape, more control over the shading. Your eyes are just always drawn to the eyes. Your eyes are going to be drawn to the brow. So if you can perfect the brow, it immediately elevates the makeup look, and this is by far the best brow pencil I've ever used. I tried a lot of beautiful lip products this year, but the one true standout that I have not put down ever since I picked it up, the new Dior lip liners. This is the Dior Rouge Dior Contour. Oh, I can barely even read it on this one. This is shade Rose Rose. It's what I have on my lips today, 218. I also ended up picking up Beige Tulle, Nude Ribbon. These are all beautiful nudes, and it's not even all of the options that are available to you, which is part of the reason why I love these lip liners so much. For one thing, the texture is very creamy. They go on nice and smooth. You can get a very defined lip. There's a little playtime before they dry down, which is when you can go in with the brush on the other side to create more of a shadowy contour effect, to blend it into your lipstick to create a very defined lip. I love the fact that these have a very functional brush on the other side. And I like that you have a range of nudes to choose from. And all three look beautiful on their own. What I've been doing is going in with these lip liners, blending them out, and then I usually top it off with the Rhode Peptide Lip Treatment. That way it creates a nice little shine on the lips. This is the perfect everyday combination. Moving on now to fragrances, I recently shared my list of the best new launches of the year. These are not necessarily new fragrances, but I would say these are the 5 fragrances that really defined my 2025, or at least I reached for these fragrances more than any others in my collection. Ylang in Gold by M. Micallef is still going strong as one of my all-time favorite fragrances. It has coconut, vanilla, and sage. It's very peaceful and a perfect casual grab and go. Eladaria by Creed is probably my favorite new launch from 2025, and I've been making an effort to wear this fragrance as often as possible. Anytime I'm going out to dinner with friends, this is what I'm wearing. Dead Cool Mochi Milk is another one of my most worn fragrances. It's clean, casual, fluffy vanilla without being too sweet. This is signature scent worthy. Guerlain Shalimar L'Essence is such an icon. This is a great party, girls' night out fragrance. It's bold and glamorous. When I'm getting really dressed up, this is what I'm wearing. And finally, Memo Tamarindo, a deliciously beautiful fruity floral fragrance. This is perfect for summertime. This and Inlay are some of my favorite fragrance discoveries of 2025. And that completes my list of favorites. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. I want to hear from you. What were your 2025 beauty favorites? Drop me a comment. We'll keep the conversation going there. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be tagged directly to the video and listed down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.